On to Saudi Arabia now. This week, a major announcement came from Riyadh. It's more of a statement against the biggest threat before Islam today, radicalism. Saudi Arabia has decided to ban the Tablighi Jamaat, the same religious group that has been a subject of much controversy, not just in India, but around the globe. Now, Riyadh is taking a strong stand against the Tablighi Jamaat. It has declared it a terrorist organization. Let me read out what the Ministry of Islamic Affairs said. And I'm quoting, His Excellency, the Minister of Islamic Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif Al-Sheikh, directed the mosques preachers and the mosques that held Friday prayers to temporarily allocate the next Friday sermon, which is today, to warn against the Tablighi and Dawah group. Now, that's religious guidance for the preachers of Saudi Arabia. Riyadh wants them to talk about the Tablighi Jamaat, say that it is misguiding its followers, mention their most prominent mistakes, and say that they are a danger to society. Now, this is a serious warning. The Saudis want a firm crackdown on the Tablighi Jamaat. Riyadh says the group is, quote-unquote, one of the gates of terrorism. And this is a major indictment for a group that wanted to spread the word of Islam, to make Muslims better, as they put it once. Saudi Arabia is known as the birthplace of Islam. It has a strong voice in the Islamic world. It is in fact seen as the de facto leader of the Islamic world. So if Riyadh decides to flag a group as terrorists, there's a good chance that others will follow suit. And now we run the risk of painting all Tabligh followers with one broad brush. Let me say that's not the idea. The Tablighi Jamaat is not a monolith. It has many parts, many members. This declaration from Riyadh, though, will have implications for all across the world, because this is a group, for want of a better word, with worldwide presence. Going by one estimate, they have anywhere between 12 to 80 million followers. They're spread across more than 150 countries. It was established in 1926. It was deemed as one of the most influential religious movements in the 20th century. So what happened along the way? Why did it become so controversial? Thanks to a few rotten apples and a state with a history of backing terrorist groups. I'm talking about Pakistan. This is where the problem began. Pakistani terror groups saw the Tablighi Jamaat as a recruiting group, so they got involved. Groups like Harkatul Ansar, Harkatul Mujahideen, Jaish-e-Mohammed, even Taliban-affiliated groups like Lashkar-e-Jangvi and Sipah-e-Sahaba Pakistan. All of them have connections with some members of the Tablighi Jamaat. Even the Pakistani intelligence apparatus has tried to leverage the Tablighi Jamaat. Men like Javed Nasir, the former ISI chief, was the mastermind of the 1993 Mumbai serial blast. Reports say Nasir was a staunch Tablighi Jamaat follower. There were more like him. People associated with this group have been linked to major terrorist attacks, like the 2015 San Bernardino massacre and the 2008 Barcelona bombings plot. The Jamaat has always distanced itself from such incidents, but there are serious suspicions that on many occasions its functionaries looked away. Now, like I said, this is not a monolith like some other radical outfit. So regulating this group is the hardest task. The followers are not controlled by any one organization or group or leader. The structure is decentralized. Most of its membership is temporary, and local missionaries often improvise rather than following a standard strategy. And that leaves its followers completely unchecked and open to being radicalized by terror states like Pakistan. So Saudi Arabia's ban will hurt the Tablighi Jamaat worldwide. It might even force its members to rethink. But until known backers of terrorism continue to thrive, groups like the Tablighi Jamaat will be leveraged for the activities of terrorists. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.